Every underwriting model in private equity contains one sentence that nobody questions. Margins improve. Not might improve, not could improve under the right conditions. The model says they improve by a specific number over a specific period, and the interim capital structure gets built on top of that sentence. This week, the industry's own research told us something about that sentence, something most of the room hasn't fully absorbed yet. Bain and Stepstone surveyed over 100 investment professionals across North America and Europe, managing partners, investment leads, and people who actually sign the underwriting models. And what they found is this: roughly 3 in 4 sponsors are underwriting margin improvement of up to 300 basis points between purchase and sale. That number on its own isn't surprising. That's the business. Buy something, make it better, sell it for more than the improvement cost you. Here's the part that should get your attention. Bain's own commentary on that finding, not a competitor, not a critic, the same institution whose annual report sits on more investment committee shelves than any other, says the real challenge in capturing that was underwritten after the deal closes. Read that again, slowly. The industry's most cited authority just told the industry in its own flagship publication that it doesn't have a reliable way of confirming where the central promise in the underwriting model actually came true. Not improving, not getting harder, the challenge, present tense. Think about what that actually means for a moment. Every deal in your portfolio right now has a margin assumption sitting inside it. Some of those assumptions were made 3 years ago, some were made 5. Every one of them was built with real discipline, comparable transactions, operating benchmarks, management interviews, third party diligence teams charging real fees to stress test that number. And after all that rigor at the entry point, what happens to the assumption during the hold? In most cases, nothing happens to it. Nobody goes back and checks, the model gets filed, the deal team moves on to the next transaction. Portfolio company management runs the business. And the assumption, the actual sentence the entire investment thesis depends on, sits untested until the day someone tries to sell the company and a buyer asks about it directly. That's not a diligence problem. Diligence has never been more rigorous than it is right now. That's a different kind of gap. The industry has built an extraordinarily sophisticated system for making the promise. It's built almost nothing for confirming it. For a long time, this didn't matter much. Multiples kept expanding. If the margin improvement fell short, if it was 150 basis points instead of 300, the exit multiple usually covered the difference. Nobody had to know the assumption was soft because the market was generous enough to make soft assumptions look fine on paper. That tailwind is gone. Bain's same survey found that nearly 80% of GPs now expect purchase multiples to hold roughly where they are. No further expansion to lean on, which means for the first time in over a decade, the gap between what was underwritten and what was actually delivered has nowhere left to hide. The assumption didn't get worse. The environment that used to protect it disappeared. Now sit with the harder question. If a buyer walked into your data room tomorrow and asked, not, did EBITDA grow, but walk me through how you know this margin improvement is real and how you know it holds up under new ownership, what would the answer actually be? For most portfolio companies, the honest answer is some version of the model said it would happen, and the number today is higher than it was at entry. That's not verification. That's correlation wearing verification's clothes. And a sophisticated buyer knows the difference. They don't discount your company because the numbers are bad. They discount it because the numbers can't be defended beyond the model that produced them in the first place. That discount shows up in the exit multiple. Nobody names it as the reason. It just quietly happens. So who owns this? The deal team owns the underwriting. The portfolio company management owns delivering the plan. The operating partner is usually present when the plan gets built. None of them owns confirming independently 3 years into the hold and the assumption is still true. That's not a competence failure. Every one of those people is doing their job exactly as it's currently defined. The gap exists because no job currently includes the sentence, confirm this, separate from the people who made the original claim. I'm not going to tell you how to fix that today. That's a different conversation, and it deserves more than a closing thought. What I want to leave you with is narrower, and I think more uncomfortable. The industry's own benchmark research just confirmed that the number sitting inside your current underwriting models, the one your track record depends on, may never have been tested against reality. Not because anyone did anything wrong, because nothing in the system was ever built to test it. We can show you the model. Can we show you the moment it stopped being a model and became a fact? My name is Preston Leahy, and that is why I am the go-to for payroll and private equity nationwide. No exceptions, no rivals. I'd love to talk to you about my cash conversion playbook and how I'm leveraging the HRIS to create immediate free cash flow and impact EBITDA within 12 months to improve your exit value. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.